Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of the 2010 Mustang rebuild. If you remember from last week, I left you with the question about how I got the knot on my head. And we didn't know if it was from A, the hood that sprang forward when I took the latch off that was bent up in an upside down V on the Mustang.
Here we have a wild Mustang. It's been left alone to fend for itself against an avid mechanic. Let's watch closely and see what happens next. Wow, look at that. The Mustang waited until the mechanic was vulnerable and attacked with its hood. Let's watch that again. It looks as if it was too fast for us to even catch with our cameras. Fascinating.
Or was it B, when my wife came in and saw me with all of my car parts all over her kitchen, cleaning them in her sink? And we're going to get all this stuff cleaned up. Still got all that. Hey, honey. What are you
What are
doing?
you doing?
Thought you weren't supposed to be home till tomorrow night.
How come you have all this stuff all over my kitchen?
Because you weren't supposed to be home until tomorrow night. Now, easy! And since both things obviously happened, since we have the video footage of it, the question was not which one hit me in the head, but which one left the mark. And if you guessed B, you are incorrect. Sorry, the hood did it. Even though my wife's hit me with a skillet many times, the hood is what actually left the mark this time. Well, we had a major hailstorm last night. Hopefully, we had no damage on the car because this is the only car we had outside still during the storm. So, let's see what it did. I got the tire repaired, so I need to put it on. And then we need to get the other fender and stuff off over there so we can start drilling out the radiator support. Alright, the tire is on. And it's a weird thing, the tire shop could not find any leak on that tire. So it was flat when we got the vehicle. We aired it up, held air, we drove it around a little bit, and then a few days later it was flat again. So it could go flat again, but we'll see what happens. So now let's get over here and go ahead and get that fender off, inner fender liner and all that stuff off so we can start drilling out all those fun spot welds. Alright, so we got all that stuff off. I do see that we have a bent hood hinge here, right here. You might be able to straighten that. Usually you just replace them, but remember this is budget build, so we're trying to do everything as cheap as possible but still do it right. So we'll see if we can straighten that and get that to be a 90-degree angle, because right here where they usually warp out, that's still straight. So we'll see. So out right now, I think what we need to do is we're ready to go on to the next step, which is clean all this stuff off right here and try to find these spot welds and get those drilled out. And there's also some right along here that to drill out. Yeah, there is. They used, and the other ones there, they were spot welded here. And I saw some bolts on there. I thought maybe they changed on the bolts, but they didn't. So we got to spot weld those out, or drill those spot welds out. And then right in here, we got to do those since we have to replace that bracket anyway. Okay, I'm going to clean off this little bit of grease and stuff here so we can see where the spot welds are. I'm going to use this little spring-loaded punch right here. Try to get me a center hole or center thing for my hole saw to grab onto. And I'm going to use this right here. You can see that, and that little centerpiece is going to grab onto that place where I just punched a divot into the steel, and then that round, these blades will cut out the spot weld. This is the way it's supposed to work. Got all these out. You can see it's hard to find where the spot welds exactly are to start drilling, but finally got those all loose. And then these down here were pretty easy. They came loose easily. This was kind of a pain down here because I can't get in there to drill it, so I had to cut this bracket right through here so it could come loose. So that's loose. Now I need to come over to this other side, and this side is already broke loose. So all I've got to do over here is these and these again. Let's get it going. Alright, I think everything is finally free from spot welds. So now all I have to do is go back and check what all stuff is bolted onto it, like these ground wires. And then I got to remember, if I have to start this thing, these two have to be, pretty sure they have to be grounded before it'll even start. So I'll have to run some kind of jumper from this over to the negative on the battery. And I don't see anything else other than just wiring harness hooked to this. So let's see what we can unhook and get that thing off. Alright, so let's assess some more damage now that radiator support is out of the way. We can kind of see more what's going on. You see that the washer fluid reservoir is busted right there. I'm going to go ahead and replace all this stuff. I don't know if the radiator is still good or not, but no sense taking a chance. I mean, there's no fluid, no antifreeze in the reservoir, so somewhere it leaked out. But like I said earlier, it was not getting warm or hot when I let it run for a long time, so I don't know. But anyway, it's just better safe than sorry. We'll go ahead and replace condenser, radiator, and fan, because the fan, I know, is busted up here where this reservoir connects to it. We'll just have to take all this off and see what we see the damage is. Looks to me like it's just going to be order the radiator support, these two brackets, this stuff right here, and then start reassembling and getting ready for paint. Okay, so I checked and there is nothing wrong with the air filter. It just all snapped back in, but I did find a broken emissions, little tubes that go to the emissions system. It goes from right here over into here, so I'll get this little thing ordered. And that's all I saw as far as broken the power steering reservoir and all that. There's nothing leaking out of that. That's fine. I went ahead and poured just some straight water into the antifreeze reservoir, and it's starting to leak out the radiator. Besides, the radiator's got some broken tabs and stuff on it, so I need to replace that anyway. So, and I think that's it mechanically. Everything else is, I'm gonna have to fix this bent spot right here, get that all straightened back out. Other than that, everything else is just welding on and putting back together and painting. Besides the interior stuff, which, by the way, this top is so nasty. I don't know if it shows up good enough on film or not. I'll get my shadow out of the way. but it's just, you can see like light spots here. That's where the frame is on the inside. But I'm going to use some of that 303 that we used on the Solstice. I think it's 303. And spray it on there and scrub it and let it sit a while, and then take the power washer on a very gentle tip and wash that off the rest of the way. And while I've got it out, I will probably go ahead and I'll cover up these emission tubes with some tape, and then I'll need to power wash this motor. It's just so nasty from being with the hood up for months and months at Copart. And then I might just go ahead and leave this stuff on here until the new stuff comes in. So when I want to move it around, it's got some fluid in it and it's not just running with no antifreeze. Other than that, I'm about all I can do until I get parts in. Okay, so before we wash the engine, since we've had a bunch of stuff disconnected, I want to go ahead and start everything and make sure it runs smooth. So I went ahead and hooked up this jumper wire from those three connections that went to the ground and the radiator support, and ran it up here to the battery. So it should start. Before it took, we heard quite a bit of squeaking up in here. I don't know if there's something rubbing on the drive belt or what, but let's start it up and see if it sounds better, and then we'll wash this thing. Yeah, I don't hear any squeaking or weird noises now, so it must have been just something rubbing. That's nice. And it's probably not running exactly right with this right here off. I don't know if that emissions thing does anything with vacuum or what. Yeah, I've got to remember to cover those up with tape. Yeah, they're sucking. Huh. Okay, so I'm going to cover those up with tape and let's wash it. Because the 303 cleaner for the top says that we got to get it wet first before we spray it on there. So I've got this side of the top wet down, and I'm going to go ahead and spray some of this 303 on there, and it says to rinse thoroughly, remove any loose dirt, and then while it's still wet, apply this cleaner and agitate with the nylon brush, and then we'll wash again. So let's see. It says for difficult stains, let it stand for 10 to 20 minutes before scrubbing lightly. So I might go ahead and this is pretty nasty. I might go ahead and just spray it and let it sit for a little bit. Okay, so you can see after the first scrub how much lighter it is, like especially like over here. So I think we need to hit it again, scrub it again. Might take 2 or 3 times to do it, and I might have to go get some more 303 because I only had half a bottle to start with. Yeah, definitely getting better. So I'll do that a while, and we'll see what it looks like when I'm done.
Welcome to the Mundane Minute.
Well, the edge is finally starting to come together. I've got wheels, I got it back on the ground, got the engine put back together. Everything is where it's supposed to be in there. Painted the new upper radiator support, and believe it or not, I found every bolt to hold that thing together in this pile of stuff. Every bolt was still in there and smashed stuff. One issue we had was ordered all the Got a good deal on the radiator, fan, and condenser. I got it in, and it was one for the wrong, it was the right motor, but the wrong radiator. So got to send all that back or sell it. Had to reorder all that stuff. I've got the fan in so far, and I'm waiting on the rest of it. Should be here in the next couple days. And then we can put this other, there's another support that wraps around the front here. And then once we get all that in, we can put the cooling system in and try to start this dude. All right, let's see if we can get a good angle of how well this stuff worked. Not good you can see that up here, but the side of clean is good. I mean, it's still got some spots that need to come off, but man, look at the side I did not clean. It definitely made it a shade lighter. So let's keep on doing it. See how the back looks. Yeah, got a big difference. Okay, this is the night I have not been looking forward to, the cleaning of the upholstery. So I'm going to use this carpet cleaner with an upholstery attachment on it, some heavy duty cleaner, and check this stuff out. Okay, so we've got, I don't know what that is, but it is gross. We'll see if this stuff even cuts it. The seats, the front seats are just about as bad. We just have to see what happens. If it's too bad, we'll just, I don't know, maybe we can find some used ones or something, but some new covers or something, but I wish they look like those. Well, that turned out better than I thought. If it wasn't for those two burn holes right there, it would be pretty good. I mean, it's pretty clean. So we'll set that off to dry, and we'll start in on these. Alright, here they are after they're all cleaned. I'm letting them dry over here. I think I got 90% of the stains out of it. Whatever's left is clean, it's just a stain. So they're still wet, so they're kind of splotchy looking, but came out better than I thought they would, especially the back seat, which was really nasty. So all we got left to do as far as cleaning on the interior upholstery and stuff is the back of the back seat and the carpet. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the top down on the car. It's nice and sunshiny day today. So while it's nice like this, I want to go ahead and get that carpet shampoo right here and work on this carpet. There's something spilled all in that corner right there that was underneath the seat. So try to get that out, and then we'll work on all this, like all the plastics, just cleaning all that. There's just nasty stuff stuck all over them. So well, there's 1 gallon of cleaner. Let's see what this water looks like. Yummy. Now this is good viewing right here. That's just 1 gallon of cleaner on one part of the carpet. Now I'm going to use some of this tough stuff for the plastic. So hopefully this stuff comes clean, which it should. It's too nasty, but scrub it, wipe it down with this, and then we'll treat it with some plastic cleaner. so I've got most of this plastic pretty doggone clean. I mean, it looks good. And I went through and I shampooed the back of that seat. I did find some spots. So, looks pretty good. I haven't done any of the black stuff yet, but the tan looks really good. Alright, so I've got everything pretty much dry and clean back here. So I'm going to go on in and get the rear seat bottom and bring it in and get it out of my way in the basement. Get it installed. And if it's got any moisture left from the cleaning on it, I'll let it sit out in the sun for a little bit. So it looks pretty good. Like I said, there's those 2 burn holes right over there. But the rest of it is adequate. So I'm happy with the way that turned out, especially since there's all the kid dirt back there. Somebody had a bunch of kids eating a lot of sweets. So that's okay. Now we're just going to be waiting on SRS module to come in. And once that's in, we'll install that, install the airbag, and we can put this interior back together. Oh, hey guys. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. We really appreciate all the comments last week. That's one of the things that we like to do about our show is just read the comments, and that's fun for us. And so please leave more below. And if you enjoyed the content, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. That's how we build the channel, is by subscriptions. So thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
And always remember, don't retire it if you can rebuild it. See you guys next week. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.